Hi guys. I want to talk about an experience I had, but the lesson to be learned from this experience is that this discourse is more for women than for men. Now, the lesson to be learned from this experience is that when a man approaches you as a woman, he is not guided by his stupidity or his inability to control his wanton desires. The supreme factor that guides him when it comes to you is your principle. Is how principled you are that will determine his moves or how he relates to you. What do I mean? Now, the other day I was going out in the morning, and in the commercial tricycle keke that I entered, a lady was inside the keke. Now there was a Camry that parked in front of us. So after a while, another lady now came and entered the tricycle. So this lady that entered now greeted the one that was there. It's like they are friends, they know each other. Then the Camry in front of us now moved. So the lady that sat in front now told the one behind that look at that stupid man, that he stopped for her to enter. So they started abusing the man. Initially, I wanted to add to the conversation, but when they started abusing the man, I then kept quiet. Now, one of the points the lady raised, the one behind, told her friend was that, assuming it was when fuel was scarce, when there are no taxi or keke to move around, that if he had stopped for her, she could enter. That's a good time to enter, but not now. That how can he be so stupid, or what's wrong with him? Now, if I had joined the conversation, what I wanted to tell them is this. When a man approaches you, the first thing he looks out for is how principled are you as a woman. Now, it is your principles that will guide him. If you are loose, he will be loose with you. And there's something women need to understand about men. Men are not emotional. Men are logical. So when the lady said if it was during fuel scarcity that there were no commercial vehicles to move around with, now a man stops for you, and you as a married woman now enter his car. And when he wants to talk to you about hanging out with you or something, or having an affair with you, because some men are so stupid they don't care whether you're married or not, they want to have something to do with you. Now when he starts talking about wanting to do something with you, you now accuse him or say he's a stupid man. Yes, in your mind he's a stupid man, but the truth is, the moment you enter that man's car, he termed you a stupid woman, or he termed you a loose woman. Because the truth is, you don't know him. Why should someone who doesn't know you stop for you and you enter his car? Or have you ever seen where someone stopped to give you a lift, you refused, he came down, jacked you and forced you into the car? It has never happened. No man will do that. The worst he can do is he will come down and maybe appeal to you, try to use words on you. But if he uses words on you and you tell him no, politely, that it's not in your principle to enter the car of someone you don't know, he may go around and say, okay, now you know him, introduce himself, tell you his name, my name is this. Then he wants you to enter. No is no. When you insist, a gentleman will walk away because he respects your policy. So the problem here is some women are not getting it. You term men to be stupid, but that man has already termed you to be stupid. Okay, now if we look at this same scenario again, which means if there was fuel scarcity, the man stopped for her, she entered. Then the man made an attempt to make her his friend, even though maybe he saw her ring or she was not wearing a ring. Because sometimes you see some married women, they don't wear ring. When you talk to them, they say, don't you know I'm married? How will somebody know that you are married when you're not wearing a ring? You may look as old as my grandmother, but that doesn't mean you're married, because there are single ladies that are grandmothers, or there are single ladies that are in their 60s, 70s, 80s. So the fact that you look old doesn't mean that you're married. So if the man makes an attempt on you, you now say, why would you do this? I respected you. I thought you are decent. Who told you he's decent? What kind of decent man sees a woman on the street he doesn't know and stops for her to lift her? If it's like that, women will no longer use public or commercial vehicles, because a lot of men will stop for them and carry them and drop them without anything, without seeking for anything from them. So I think women need to understand that men think differently from women, so that you can guide yourself. Now, when a man comes to you and asks you for anything, it could be your number, your name, your whatever. He can speak all the grammar, all the lines he knows, wanting to get close to you. Maintain your integrity. I don't want to be your friend. I don't associate with people, or whatever reason. Find a reason not to be with him. Some women will tell you, all men are the same. They will do it. They will do it before you know what's happening. Your leg don't open, or your leg has opened. The question is, whenever a woman says all men are the same, agreed, all men may be very stupid, no problem. Let's accept that. But the point is, when a man is stupid and that same stupid man opens your leg and uses you, then you are more stupid than him. Because it implies that you are similar to him. That's why your leg can open for him. That's why your leg can open for somebody whom you have not studied to understand if this person is decent enough to value you, to treasure you, to treat you like a princess. So I think women should build their moral standard as part of the feminist movement or something. Build your standard. Don't let yourself loose and you start accusing men, because not everybody has a high moral standard. Men are turned on by what they see, unlike women that are turned on by what they hear. And that's the primary reason why women wear makeups and men lie. A man can see you, he can't even pay his bills, but he will tell you his father has shares, or he has shares in the biggest company in the world. He promises you a lot of things, because the assumption is that women flock to money, which is a half-truth. Because if you don't have money, chances are no woman will love you. Maybe 5 or 10% of women may. But the general idea is that women don't love you except you have money. So men lie to bring you close to them. And if we look at it, are we going to blame the men? Or are we going to blame the woman? No. We're going to blame the both of them, or the both of us. So for every ugly incident that happens between a man and a woman, if you're a woman, don't blame the man. If you're a man, don't blame the woman. Rather, blame the two parties involved. Because it's when a man comes to you, he looks at your standard and he acts according to your standard. If you maintain a high standard, he walks away because he knows that you are not his type. But if by your actions you show him that you're partly his type, then he will stress on. He will move on and try to achieve his purpose, which may be just to open your leg and do what he wants and walk away. So, every woman out there, guard yourself properly. Be strong. Build your principles and stick by them. Stand by them. Be bold enough. Cheers and thanks for listening. Hi guys. I want to talk about an experience I had, but the lesson to be learned from this experience is that, this discourse is more for women than for men. Now, the lesson to be learned from this experience is that when a man approaches you as a woman, he is not guided by his stupidity or his inability to control his wanton desires. The supreme factor that guides him when it comes to you is your principle. Is how principle